Good evening and welcome back to the Villa View after a 2-0 defeat at the hands of Newcastle United. We didn't really expect much from the game, Dan, but the manner that we did lose is a bit disappointing to say the least.
It's not even disappointing, it's that buzzword again, it's just sheer frustration. Like, I don't understand why our players turn to jelly in the penalty box defending set pieces all of a sudden. I mean, that's 4 games that I can think of where we've let in a goal from a set piece. Leeds, Cardiff, Barnsley and tonight, where we simply just don't clear our lines. I mean, I thought Bruce had us set up pretty well in the first half. We were frustrating them. We looked quite steely. We looked more dangerous going forward, and we looked like a team that had something about them. But as soon as that first shot on target comes from the opposition, it's in the back of the net. I mean, it's negligent because it's happening all the time. It happened in the last game. If you're getting 3 or 4 chances to clear the ball and you're not doing it, you deserve to be punished. And yes, we do get punished for every little mistake that we make, but we make a lot of little mistakes. So we're going to concede goals, and I think we're the second lowest scorers in the Championship. That's humiliating. It's embarrassing.
The rest of the game, though, like you touched on it, the fact it was a goal-mouth scramble again. We do seem to turn to jelly, which didn't clear the ball. I thought we looked fairly organised early on. And then, well, we saw what happened. Johan Gouffran pops up and finishes it.
I mean, Steve Bruce must be tearing his hair out. He really must be. I mean, if you thought the first goal was bad, the second one was even worse. I mean, Henry Lansbury will never do that again in his career, and he's probably never done it previously. It's just a joke, isn't it? Everything that could go wrong goes wrong, but it's the lack of a reaction when we go 2-0 down that makes defeats worse, because we're 2-0 down, you got nothing to lose, just go for it. I mean, I think we had 1 shot on target all night from Bjarnason. It was a good save, to be fair, but that 1 shot in reaction to going 2-0 down, let's be fair, it wasn't a vintage Newcastle performance. They weren't great tonight. When it was 0-0 going into the 40th minute, their fans were getting frustrated, and we'd executed a defensive game plan well, but you just know there's always going to be a mistake. And as I say, when you're the second lowest scorers, every goal you concede is costly, because you know we ain't going to score many.
Lack of goals is worrying, because these strikers, they've got goals in them. Is it just we're not playing the right system, or what? Because today they were just isolated.
Well, we just seem to bypass the midfield, to be honest. This is a new midfield. I mean, we're repeating ourselves here, but it's a new top Championship quality midfield. I mean, I thought the first half Jedinak was very good, and the other two looked a bit free. But in the second half, I mean, even at 2-0 down, we couldn't be any deeper. Scott Hogan, the distance between Scott Hogan and the midfield was frightening. I mean, the guy's been with us 4 or 5 games now. I don't think he's had a shot on target. That's not his fault. They're getting 0 service. I thought Codger looked more effective out on the left. I think that frees him up a bit, and he can play with a bit more freedom, which suits him. But now he's going to have to go back to being a lone striker if he's fit, even, because he went off injured as well. We're just a mess.
Henry Lansbury was the pantomime villain going into this game, and he looked shy. And then to top it off, he scored an own goal that was a calamity in itself.
He just didn't have a good game, did he? I mean, I don't think the pressure got to him or anything. I think he just didn't have a very good game of football, and that happens sometimes, and it culminated in the own goal. I mean, I think he's a tough character. I think he'll bounce back from that and make up for it in the future. But I mean, it's just the mistakes. I mean, we're not talking about young kids there. There's no kids in that team tonight. We're talking about experienced players, and we're making the same mistakes that we made against Barnsley in failing to deal with set pieces and clearing the ball. I mean, I'm at a loss. I'm fed up of talking about Aston Villa losing, and I'm probably sure that people are fed up of listening to me. The only thing that springs to mind is that Sam Johnston made some saves tonight, and neither of the goals were particularly his doing. So maybe he's taken some confidence after that. His confidence probably taken a battering over the last few weeks. But that's me clutching at absolute straws. Jedinak for the first 45 did his job well. Other than that, it's real slim pickings. There's not a lot of positives we can pull. I mean, like you said, we expected to lose. We all expected to lose. I was pleasantly surprised with the way We played in the first half, but it's just then so Aston Villa, the way we concede. And like we say, it doesn't matter who the players are. This is different players, but the same rookie things keep happening to us. And Bruce must be fuming, absolutely fuming. But again, there's some things he's got to look at himself for as well. He was talking himself up like he's the right man for the job, and it's getting more hard every week to go along with that. But I do still think he is the right man. But he does look a little bit lost at the moment, and the fans' patience, it ain't going to last.
I think getting more views from the fans is key here. So we've got a few tweets to go through from the game. First tweet that I'm going to read out to you is from Smithy LJ, who said he's never seen a team have so much of the ball and create so little, and awful at defending set pieces.
I mean, we have a lot of the ball, but it's not in dangerous areas. It's in safe areas where nothing's going to happen, where we string a few neat and tidy passes together, but we're not pulling people out of position. To get forward, you have to make passes that are going to pull the opposition out of position, and we don't do that. I don't think that happened once in the game. The only chance we had came from a long ball over the top. Kieran Clark, slight error, and the goalkeeper bailed him out. I mean, when we make mistakes, no one bails the other one out. I mean, everything that could be wrong is wrong, isn't it?
It is. It's a shambles, as we've touched on. I believe you've got another tweet.
Yeah, Rob Aston has said, felt sorry for Bruce for the first time tonight, but he still doesn't know how to change a game. Got to be bold, lose having a go. And I think that's pretty fair.
We haven't got a reactive management at the moment. We're not reactive. We're not changing the game when we should do. And it's letting us down, big time. I think against Barnsley, if you brought on a sub earlier on, we could have easily got a point, let alone we could have got all three, dare I say it. And I think tonight we should have made a change earlier on. Because if the game's running away from you, or in our case, we were 2-0 down, Rolinson hardly the best player to have on the pitch going forward when there's a Doma on the bench and so on and so forth.
Well, I feel sorry for Bjarnason a bit, actually, because, as I said in the last video, the guy's played about 4 or 5 different positions, settling into a new country. I mean, he finds himself on the right-hand side today, and I didn't think he was that bad. I don't know, perhaps you're being a bit harsh, but what you did say about not being reactive, we're not proactive either with tactics at the moment. We're nothing. We don't do anything. We go a goal down, and you know that the game's over. And as I keep saying, it's scary.
A few other tweets, I think, sum up this. Somebody's touched on Bjarnason saying he's not fit, which I think is a very fair point. This is a good point from Harry Fairclough, who said, not a bad performance, 2 bad goals given away, which is fair enough. Passing looked good up to the 60th minute, but again, Scott Hogan was too isolated and we haven't got any movement. Yeah, that's bang on the money for me.
Well, he's always on his bike, Hogan, in fairness, but I don't think we're going to see him for the rest of the season now. By the looks of things, his injury looked pretty bad, so you've got to ask questions of this bloody curse that's going round. We just can't get even a small slice of fortune. I mean, you don't deserve fortune if you defend set pieces like that, so you don't deserve fortune from that point of view, but bringing in new players and people getting injured and things like that, we've had our fair share of that over the last few years. That can jog on.
Genuinely, I'm lost for words right now. I don't know what's going on. I think that's another point somebody made on the tweet as well. Lost for words. I think many fans are right now.
What is absolutely vital now is the 2 home games coming up. Us as fans, however annoyed we are, however frustrating all this is, we absolutely have to stick with the team and get behind the team for the next 2 games. Whatever you think of the manager, whatever you think of some of the players, we absolutely have to get behind them, because we are now in a dogfight. If we go on and lose these next 2 games, then Aston Villa is in serious danger of starting next season in League One, and that is absolutely unthinkable. I'm
not going to ask anyone if they enjoyed this video, because nobody enjoys talking about losing. We do apologise for a few instances we've had tonight. A bit of lag, can't be helped. We're both in a horrid mood, to be honest, after the result, and that's understandable. But if you have enjoyed our content recently, then please do drop us a like below. It helps us massively. Also, comment below what you thought about the result. Where next for Steve Bruce? Where next for this side? Back-to-back home games. We need points. And please do subscribe to The Villa View if you are a new person to the channel.
A new person to the channel.
I'll mix it up a bit.
If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another? Click the video choices on screen now to go and watch them in full. Be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking our logo there on the left. Easy peasy.